Warrior with the hands, that's what I'm all about. Hunger in my eyes, vengeance in my mouth. They don't want no altercation. Situation gon' get critical. It's best that you be easy. The end gon' be biblical. Look, flow like a river. It's something like a miracle. Royalty in my veins, loyalty in my ways. Pay back in every breath, plus revenge in my heart. The truth in every word. Bring light into the dark, and I ain't never lukewarm. Shit, I blazing in the season. Got plenty food for thought, just gotta watch who I'm feeding. And I've been walking with them angels, so I guess I got this pistol for no reason. Niggas barely breathing, criticizing all my achievements. Won't make me weak, nah, it won't make me slack off. These niggas baby fat soft, better bear witness or back off. I be ripping shit like sackcloth. Dumb dogs all barked out. Behind me say I cup full, no room for emotion, so I pour my heart out. This road hard, but I intend to stay. And if it ain't U.P.K, then they in the way. My niggas righteous, they real, they down to suffer. Flow so deep, they drown a motherfucker. He say he in the truth, oh yeah? Bro, this the home. And I don't hate them brothers, I'm just too loyal to my own. Plus what they believe, hard for me to follow. No rank me, no head, and I ain't leaving this body to live and sleep in hollow. So when they ask I'm U.P.K, you tell them absolutely. And I ain't trimming my ways for nothing, gotta execute me. Cause I can never die with my tail tucked between my legs. Shit I be thinking, watching my daughters tucked in their bed. They so smart, and Alana, she's so beautiful, but they ain't like other babies, and they daddy far from usual. Now I'm missing cause I'm about my father's business. It ain't about the shit I used to do in that 98 Navy, the tan leather seats. See, without wisdom, this world make you weak. I found out that the truth was bitter, the lies are sweet. Tried everything, I guess me and YAHANNA had to meet. Now I make the blind see, and I make the dead speak, and teach both my little girls the day that they lie with a man, they better bring me bloody bed sheets. Chaos match the time, this Glock match my handpiece, and I ain't trying to take him out, but I will defend this house or take a check. 144 in that black trench on some hitman shit. Should call me 47. Praying for Armageddon. Me and my soldiers dressed for the wedding. Fuck the fame. Ask why, tell them I'm loyal to the K. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the K. I walk that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the K. The devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the K. Bring that hot flame, new bitch. Loyal to the K. Until the righteous reign. Loyal to the K. I walk that straight lane to break the chain. Loyal to the K. The devils can't have me, bitch. I'm loyal to the K. Bring that hot flame, new bitch. Loyal to the K. We about to bombard their whole operation. Certified priest, prophesying this my occupation. This shit outrageous, they done made the truth docile. That's why we on the corner crying aloud, looking hostile. It's U.P.K style, can't stop now. Farthest warfare couldn't last one round. Let the oppressed rise, and let the rich mourn till the sundown. Enough with this shit, about to make it hot, call it compound. This for my niggas, put the guns in the drugs down. Dwelling in peace till the Lord called for the blood. Hey, try to decide my death and got beside yourself. Swore drawn for what you perform. How you gon' hide yourself? Devil got to die for his lies and his dreams. Ain't got no love for them crackers. Nah, just cruel intentions. And in my father's house is spinning mansions. I got plenty bitches. Worthy of vengeance, this your death sentence. I'm talking to So warn for your life. Your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devils that they in this deal. Slaughter, slaughter. Now they shook from vicious words out this handed book. About to take these rappers back to school. My flow said and hook. They crossed the line, ain't no coming back. You became no cowards. The only thing sweet is the honey check. Righteous is the Lord. Give me rest from my sorrow. And hand down death for them devils. There's no tomorrow. Why? Cause they violence leave a man a stiff corpse. You see a flag in the bench, I see horns in a pitchfork. Go ahead. So please believe it, the white man is a demon, and I ain't gonna vote for them to free me. No. They beat us till we, the color purple, the spiders knife till they broke like ceiling. You got this nigga on his knees, they wanna have peace. We screaming, let this bitch burn at 1,000 degrees. I'm laying in the bosom of revenge. I told her I'd do anything she please, as I squeeze on the double D's. Fuck you mean? I'm talking to you. Slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, yeah, slaughter, slaughter. That they do not rise and fill the world with lies and die for your skin. You gon' die for your pride. That's why I'm talking to you. So warn for your life. Your life. Try to destroy my people. You gotta pay the price, nigga. You gotta hear, let them hear. Till the devils let me in this deal. Slaughter, slaughter.
The police just shot him for no apparent reason. No reason at all. They asked for license and registration. That's the police officer over there that did it. With the black on.
Check, check, check. Check one. Like we always do about this time. Check, check, check. Do me a favor, Bunky. Y'all check the audio for me, Barbara Shaw, on the YouTube and Facebook to make sure we two up before we get started. Yeah. Check. Sound good. It sound good. Most high in Christ.
With the thumbs up.
Yeah.
Facebook's off.
That's strong. What about the camera? Is good on the camera and everything clear? Most high in Christ.
Sound good.
It sounds stronger than it normally sound over here. I don't know what's going on. Must be the Lord. That's what I like to hear. Oh yeah, we gotta we gonna go into it tonight, Lord willing. Just
Hey, pretty girl.
who is that? Brother's good. Messiah in Christ. Everybody toward. I'm wait to the Akim come in. There we'll make sure we lock it up and everything. Toward. Shalom, sis. Yahweh Shemala Thah Bahashim Yahushua. You toward. Shalom. Most High in Christ. I'm happy to have you. Most High in Christ. Hey, that's it. We all started the same way.
Right.
We just kept coming and kept doing the righteous things, and it became first nature. You know what I mean? Let me know if the smoke is too much. Okay. Shit, the incense are too much. What's going on, Kay? Shalom, sis. How you? You good? He left Jake outside. Oh. See, you let the brother outside. Ready? All right, Most High in Christ. Go ahead and get the Lord a hand. Clap it up. Once again, we're the I.S.U.P.K, star of the 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, operating up under Command and General YAHANNA. We are not affiliated with anyone. Shalom, Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakathum to all the Akim out there. Yahweh Shemal Atah Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shah to all the sisters that out there listening. All right, we this is Brotherhood class. It's Tuesday. And if you have not been paying attention, the I.S.U.P.K of Fayetteville, North Carolina, will be having a food and clothing drive this weekend at Seabrook Park. You understand?
That's right.
We starting at 12. We're gonna finish up around about 5, and we're gonna do the work of the Lord and pass out things to our people in need, and just be a positive vibe in the neighborhood and in the community of Fayetteville, North Carolina. All right. So you know what I'm saying. Once again, we tuned in. You have any question, put it in the chat. You know what I'm saying? We'll get to it. We'll ask any question that you may have online or in the class, Lord willing, the Spirit of Christ, Most High in Christ, I'll be able to answer your questions. All right. So the thing that we talk about tonight is brotherhood or sisterhood. We know that brotherhood is synonymous with sisterhood. And oftentimes, our people, like, we really don't understand the real dynamic of brotherhood and sisterhood. We often think brotherhood is only goes towards a family member or somebody that you grew up with within your household, or sisterhood, your particular group of friends, or, you know what I'm saying, sisters that you're familiar with. Well, in I.S.U.P.K, you don't have to be familiar with a brother or sister to extend your brotherhood or sisterhood, right? Okay. So you want to offer that at all times. You want to be on your best behavior at all times, because you never know, like, the state of mind you may find a person in. And the reason why I said it, because in one of my job, one of my slave requirements is, like, if there's a disagreement with somebody, you should walk away. You know, and I didn't quite understand that at the time, especially when you're talking about in close proximity to a stranger. In the world, they teach us to walk away from things. You understand?
Right.
And what is the reason, like, on your slave, your supervisor may ask you to walk away? Like what's the reason they will often say maybe you should walk away from the person who you had a disagreement with? Come on.
It's like they may, sir, because they know, you know, it ain't gonna change that. You're just gonna be arguing.
That's one. It could contribute to an argument, but what else?
People have their own beliefs.
Or just simple. Somebody could really just be having a bad day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Somebody could legitimately just really have a bad day. It doesn't make them a bad person, or you know what I'm saying, are they evil and then like that? And you will do that to a complete stranger. Like, we'll go against somebody and we'll say, well, guess what? They probably just having a bad day, right? But in the I.S.U.P.K, we have to extend our brotherhood and our sisterhood to get past the feelings of this is a bad day and this is a good day. You understand?
Okay.
Because no matter what that thing is, we have to be able to fix it. And tonight, in the Spirit of Most High in Christ, we're going to try to get some examples of having a good name. You understand?
Okay.
Having a good name goes a long way. Like, meaning, like, people respect you based on your name alone. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The neighborhood or community that we all live in is based upon, like, your name, your namesake. Like, I grew up in a community where everybody knew that Mr. Charles was a good man. If you needed something, Mr. Charles knew how to fix your car. Mr. Charles knew how to change your brakes, or you know, fix the fuel pump or something that's going wrong in your vehicle, right? Okay. Everybody knows Sister Mary or Mother Mary or Big Mama, if I may, that you dropped the children off and nothing was going to happen to those children. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when you go to pick those children up, they're going to be tired when you come pick them up. They're going to be exhausted from all the fun that they've had with chilling with Big Mom, right? Like what do you call your grandmother, young man, Kevin? Grandma, right? So it's simple. There are certain things you expect when you go to grandma's house. Grandma's always probably gonna feed you till you can't eat any anymore. You stay up probably watching all the time. I may be wrong. but I'm quite sure he eat a lot when he go to grandma's house. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Cause grandma, right? It's just that thing that we look forward to. Cause grandmother has a good name. Grandfather, Mr. Charles, Miss Betty. You know what I'm saying? Some of the older names, Miss Wilhelmina. You know what I'm saying? They have good names in the community. Nowadays, like our people, we've broken down the nucleus of what a family used to be, and we have a total misunderstanding of what a family should be. We have a totally misunderstanding of what a wife is or what a husband is, and we don't understand the family nucleus of what in this society, in this empire today, because we live up on an oppressor, and everything he does and everything that his system itself confuses us. You understand? You know what I'm saying? The system itself confuses us. The whole world is about to sing Trelala. What's the holiday song that they sing? I forgot. I ain't sung them in so long. Old Christmas Tree.
Right.
These are the things that we're about to get into. We're having thinking that you should have you kiss up on a mistletoe, when mistletoe was the old school what they call it, ecstasy or a date rape drug back in the day. You would boil it and you would melt it down and you would give it to people who you would potentially engage with, you know what I'm saying, pleasures or whatnot. And that's all the oppressor ways, right? And the question that I have is, if the world is going to celebrate Christmas, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. The Christmas represents something that has nothing to do with the Lord. Nothing at all. It has nothing to do with the Most High, the birth of Christ, Jesus, YAHWH, nothing at all. But these are the games that they play with our people. And we are the ones that are directly affected by Christmas, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day. All these things destroy us as a nation of people. You understand? But we want to say we want to reestablish those things, and we want to focus on having a good name. Your name is what?
YAHANNA.
What does that mean?
Serving priest.
Serving priest. It means something. When we come to serve the Lord, like when you receive a new name in here, it means something. When you receive that oil on your head, I.S.U.P.K, what does I.S.U.P.K mean? He will endure. It means something. It's not a play on words. These things actually mean something. And these are the things we should hold to, because we want to make sure that our name actually goes out and it means something, okay? All right, so we want to start with the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 1. I did a lot of talking, just trying to get through it. I'm going to let the Lord speak. Book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 1.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches.
Read that again.
A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches.
So let's break that down. What would that mean? A good name.
So, like, if I may, sir.
Go ahead.
Like a name in this instance is like what someone sees or what someone hears when they think of you.
True. Absolutely.
So,
come on.
It says a good name is to be rather chosen than great riches. So if you had a choice between either being rich or having a good name, you should pick a good name.
Are you sure about that? Would you pick a good name?
Yeah.
Are you sure you would pick a good name? So tell me the reason why you would pick a good name.
Because in a good name, like, even when you don't meet the qualifications, just because you have a good name, they will, stick their neck out for you. Or like the scriptures say, when your ways please the Most High, even your enemy would be at peace with you.
See, in the book of Proverbs, this passage, like, it's a warning. You know what I'm saying? It's a warning. Like, in today's society, we associate success with money. You understand? Oftentimes we tend to look at the people who are prosperous in the earth and think that they have a good name. But when you take a deeper look at it, you look at the news today, it's tons of stories of these celebrities being exposed, and they have terrible names, even though they have riches. Think of some of the celebrities that have come out and went into pedophilia and robbing and all the other things that they do in the earth. Think of some of the people who you may have looked up to, Think about it. And then when you really learn what the truth is about the Bible, you look at them as totally disgusted at them. You understand? Because of what you learn in the Bible. You learn that their riches, you understand, has nothing to do with the Most High.
Right.
Not 9 times out of 10, those riches come from turning against a particular group of people, selling you out, if I may, or selling us out as a nation of people to receive riches. And that's the problem with this empire. So what does a good name do? You told me one good thing about a name, but somebody, let's go around the room. So you tell me, what does a good name do for you, young man Kevin? What would a good name mean to you? Okay, that's true, but what's good about people thinking good about you? Come on, young man, Carter. They'll follow behind your footsteps, meaning that, like, you having a good name, people will follow you based on what it is you do, your character, right? And the things, your actions. Okay. Sister K, what does a good name mean for you? Think about it. If your teacher calls your name, will you be in trouble? Why wouldn't you be in trouble? Because 9 times out of 10, you will be doing what? The right thing. That's having a good name. You know what I'm saying? As a father, if I call my son's name, you're depending on the tone of voice, you would tell what's going on. You understand? And I say, young man Kevin, automatically know you have a good name. The rewards come with what? Having a good name. The reward don't often come with just because you're rich. You know, oftentimes rich people have to buy their good name. But then once you remove their riches, then what does their name mean? It means nothing, correct? Right. So in here, once you receive that oil, you receive a new name. So all the things that you may have done in the earth before, all the lying, all the stealing, all the weed and everything else that you may have given yourself over to, guess what? You receive a new name. And what happens with that new name? People call you by that new name. You get so enriched by having a new name, you forget your slave name. Probably be looking at you and be like, "Hey, Jonathan." He like, "Jonathan, you talk? Oh, me? Oh, my bad. I didn't know you was at." Yeah, that's your name. Go ahead, Bunky, y'all. Come on,
sir. You get offended when somebody calls you by your slave name.
Come on. Yeah, it's almost like you don't know me. You don't know what I represent. And that's the thing, that's the reward that we receive by having a good name. And when I say a good name, we talk about Israel in itself, Israelites as a culture of people. You think about our name today, the what you call it, what they say, often associate us with all the negatives. Right. Anything that's negative, our names are automatically associated with it. Right. Automatically. Oh, somebody was selling drugs at that local high school here and smoking weed in the bathroom. Who comes up? Judah. Issachar. Yeah. You know, that's how they run our names down. But that's in this empire. You understand? But we have once we start keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, we'll receive a new name. Not a new name, but a new way of thinking. And with that new way of thinking, we'll no longer be chasing those riches. Oftentimes, us breaking the law, statutes, and commandments fall in line with receiving some form of rich or some kind of personal pleasure. Right? Read the verse again.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches.
Read on.
And love and favor rather than silver and gold.
So what would that mean? And love and favor. What would that mean? Look at the word favor for me, Bible Kusha. What does it mean to be favored? Don't give me the Christian answer. What they say, blessed and highly favored. Why? They saying that because of what? Why would a Christian say that? Why are Christians saying that? most of the time they probably think about their riches. You got somebody who's struggling. How we just barely making it, trying to hold on, keeping it in what they say, keeping it in the road bunker, y'all. Yeah. Come on, what you got?
Says favorite, a friendly regard shown toward another, especially by a superior.
A friendly what?
Regard.
Shown by who?
Toward another.
Towards who?
Another.
Towards who?
Another.
Towards one another. You see what that does? If you have a good name, it helps us treat each other better. It allows us to be better brothers and better sisters based on a good name. If you met a sister and you thought like in the thing you may have heard about her, what? Her name? What is that? What does that allow you to do? You begin to treat people based on the thing that you've heard. You begin to treat your brother based on the thing that you've heard. But we learn to not do that. And if there's any issue, we do what? Go to him and him alone. Go to her and her alone. That's how we bridge that gap. And that's that way when it comes to us being together, we're not focusing on the riches. We're focusing on what? Being in favor with what? One another. You understand? If you need something, guess what? If you're in good favor with somebody, what happens, young man Kevin? If you need to borrow something from me and you had a good name and you came and asked me for it, what do you think I would do? I would give it to you, right? But why would I give it to you? You have a good name, right? And you have because you have good name, I'll show you what? Favor. So that loan that you may want to go to BB&C or Wells Fargo to get, you ain't got to go to Wells Fargo and get it. Guess what? Because you and I have good favor and you had a good name, guess what? I'll loan you that $5 that Wells Fargo is going to give you and charge you 23% interest. You know what I'm saying? Daily compound interest on $1,000, right? So that's what a good name does. It allows us to be better with each other. You ever heard something about anybody ever heard something about somebody, and then once you got around them, you realize like, wait a minute, why did they say that about you? You ever heard about that, young man Carter? What did it mean to you once you found out that the things that you heard about somebody was not true? What did it mean to you? Oh my, give him a hand. You understand? That made you look at the person who told you, like, wait a minute. What? Who are you showing favor to? Right? Read on, our boy.
Con, verse 2. The rich and the poor meet together. The Lord is the maker of them all.
The Lord of who?
Is the maker of them all.
The Most High is allowing these things to happen. He's the maker of who's rich and who's poor. Now, what you do with your riches and your poor, that what matters. Are you gonna create a good name with your riches? Huh? Are you gonna show good favor with your riches? Are you gonna treat everybody based on what they have? Are you gonna be a poor man who helps everybody out? Are you gonna be the poor man that's always trying to rob and get over on people? Read on.
Verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil.
What does the word prudent mean? A prudent man foreseeth the evil. Come on. A prudent man. That's you on to it. You close. Y'all good? All right. What's going on, Sister Ramsey? Come on.
Slide one says prudent man in Google Dictionary says acting wit or showing care and thought for the future.
and thought for the future, right? Acting with what?
Acting with or showing care.
Acting with care. Read that verse again.
Verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil.
A prudent man, that a man that's acting with care, he can foreseeth the evil. Read on.
And hideth himself.
Go ahead.
But the simple pass on.
But the simple pass on. Who want to break that down? Who want to take a shot at it? You want to try? Okay. Come on. Who got it? Quadon?
So like I said, for me, it says a prudent man, you know, like it says a man, you know, that has care, that's considerate, you know, he foresees the evil. So it's like he's going to be considerate of the things that's around him, be aware of his surroundings. And he hided himself. So it's like he's separating himself from the evil.
He what?
He's separating himself from the evil.
He does what?
Separate himself from the evil.
Because he's doing what?
Because he's being considerate.
And acting with what?
Care.
Care. That's how you separate yourself from this world. You talk about separating yourself from Thanksgiving, it starts with us caring first. Right. You talk about separating yourself from Valentine's Day or Christmas, it starts with you caring first. You understand? It starts with you being considerate to somebody else other than yourself. If somebody stole something from you, would you leave it in the same place for it to come up missing again? You wouldn't do that, right? It's not a smart thing to do, correct? You would put it somewhere what? Safe. Someplace that you would care about, right? So when we talk about Christmas, you see the things that they've done in Christmas and the history of Christmas that they do not hide. Are we being careful about those things? Are we not considerate about those things? When we talk about Thanksgiving and the things that they've done to our brothers and sisters, are we acting with care once we eat the turkey and ham? We're not hiding ourselves from it. We're fully indulging in it. We're jumping in face first with it, Quadon. No, when we acting with care and consideration, guess what? You can see the things that are evil coming towards you. But if you're being mean or evil, guess what? You'll never be able to see when somebody else is being mean and evil to you. Right? How can you see it when you're the same person? Right. You won't even be able to see it. Right. But if I'm cool and laid back, I can be like, oh man, he sure was mean. Or she sure was mean. But if I'm laid back and I'm able to talk, right? I can tell when somebody's being disrespectful towards me. Why? Because I'm being respectful. So I can tell when somebody's being disrespectful. That's right. And if you're being that type of way, then I have to remove myself. That's right. All right. Maybe you're just having a bad day. Right. I'm not gonna mess up my name arguing with you. That's right. You understand? What's the second part?
Come. It says, but the simple pass on and are punished.
Go ahead.
You know, if I made it simple, when I think of this is the Christian church, the Muslim mosque,
right?
You know what I'm saying? The Catholic church,
right?
You know, these ones, there's one that's not in this truth, you know, serving the Lord. The simple is the one that's not considerate, like the scripture, you know, it's saying right here, the prudent man. You know, they don't really care. So it's like I said, they pass on, so they continue to celebrate Christmas,
right,
or Thanksgiving. You know, and it says they are punished. So we know, you know, you being punished from, you know, our people celebrating Christmas, and your Christmas tree might burn down in the house.
You're right. Let me ask y'all a question. Now, everybody don't have to answer this. I'm just curious to know, right? Anybody ever bought like a brand new car or like their first car? Sister Dosa, you brought your nice car. What about when you drive his truck? Sometimes, but when you drive his truck, when you first start driving the truck, right? You know what I'm saying? You're very careful about how you drive it, right? You're very considerate about how you're driving it. Now he's had it for a while. He's used to driving it. Guess how he drives his truck? If it's a bump in the road, he drives right over it. You know what I'm saying? He being simple about it. You understand? right? If we want to do it like that, but the thing, but what he noticed about you is that you're careful with this truck. You understand? And the thing that you notice about him is he's not. See, but even in that, there's cautionary measures for you to understand what's important to you versus what's important to him. How we love and how we treat each other is something that should be important to us in here. For the simple ones that are out there in the world, we see the destruction that they receive when they are foolish and they act what?
Uncareful, sir.
And they act what?
Simple.
When they're being simple. You see a brother's getting shot over shoes and things like that. He's what? That's simple, man. You mean to tell me we're fussing and fighting over a block that doesn't even belong to us? It's so simple. The scriptures say, how long will you be simple? Go ahead, yeah. Go ahead and pull it. You. Come on. How long would you? What it say? How long will we love simplicity?
That's right. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 22.
Come on.
How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?
Go ahead.
And the scorners delight in their scorning. And fools hate knowledge.
All them people, everybody who acts like that, they're not being careful. Right. It's simple, man. Right. And if you're acting like that, that's no longer brotherhood. Right. If we're acting like that, that's not sisterhood. And if we're acting like that, you are messing up what? Your name. We're messing up our name. We're messing up our names for riches. We're messing up our name for the lust that we want to indulge in. We mess up our names for what? To be a part of this empire by celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving and Valentine's Day. These things are what? Simplistic. And they're not of the Most High. That's right. And we want to mess up the name that the Lord gave us for eggnog. You ever drink eggnog before? I don't know. What they put in eggnog and rum? You just be sick for no reason. Most High in Christ. Well, go ahead and read verse 4.
Khan, it's the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 4. By humility and the fear of the Lord are riches and honor and life.
Do what? Read that again.
Khan. The book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 4.
Somebody give me the definition of humility. Baba Kusha.
By humility and the fear of the Most High are riches and honor and life.
Hold on, slow that down. You said it's riches and what? You didn't say lottery numbers, did you? What about hustling on the corner? What you say about quarter brick, whole brick, half brick? Hey, did you say that?
Sir.
No, I know you said like prostitution and things like just strip club and all that. That's what you said?
Sir.
So how I'm supposed to get rich then?
It says and honor and life.
Read it from the top.
Oh, so like you said, by humility.
By humility, I'll get what?
Riches. It says by humility and the fear of the Most High.
And the what?
The fear of the Most High.
And the fear of who?
The Most High.
That's how we get it, our boy. That's how we get it. Come on.
It says humility, the freedom from pride.
The freedom from what?
From pride.
The freedom from pride. Come on.
Or arrogance.
Or what?
Or arrogance.
Or arrogance. Come on.
The quality or state of being humble.
The quality or state of being humble. Now you tell me if that's the spirit that we have, like the spirit of being humble and not full of pride. You tell me what would that do for your name? You tell me how somebody would view you if that's how we treated each other. And you tell me how rich you would be. That's being rich. You know, it's not about the perceived influences of wealth. It's there with this empire, right? But when you got a brother that's in here that you can call and he's humble and will listen to you and will help you see through your problems when they're not his, brother, that's a rich brother, man. And you know how he's rich? Because he can call anybody that he has on that daggone phone, and brothers and sisters will pick up that phone now. And guess what? If he need anything, guess what a brother gonna say? I got you. What you need, man? You're always what? Helping me out. And then what we said earlier, right? Because you always helping me out. You're always acting with care. You're not being what? You're not being simple. And by not doing that, then you have a what, Ayathon? A good name. That's money. Huh? Turn up. It's lit. You know what I'm saying? Huh? No cap. And then right here, you got a good name and go a long way. It's almost like it, like you're in what grade are you in? So say if you didn't come to school one day, your teacher will automatically say, well, I guess Kevin has, maybe he wasn't feeling well, or he had something that had to do with his family or something like that. They wouldn't say that Kevin is what, skipping school. Your teacher wouldn't think that, would they? Nah. Why? Because you have a good name. You know what I'm saying? You're acting with care when you go to school. You're not in the school playing pencil break like I used to. You better breaking them up. You don't play pencil break, do you? You know what I'm talking about, don't you? You know what I'm talking about? These millennials, man, ain't no fun no more. You know what Uno is? You know how to play Uno? All right, you might be all right there. There may be some help yet. You know what I'm saying? All right, any questions on what we just went over? Come on, Kodon.
So, like I said, if I may, you know, also it was heavy bringing out too with that good name. You know, it's like, let's say, you know, a brother may speak on you, if I may, Bob Kashah.
Go ahead.
You know, me knowing who you are as a person, I'm like, they come at me with some far-fetched, you know, lies or fabricated lies. I'm like, that ain't my brother.
Right.
That ain't the brother that I know.
Come.
You know what I mean? Because I already know this name that you've been given.
Right.
That's your representation of you as a person. So like,
and you know what? And that right there, believe it or not, that helps a brother or sister too. If a brother or sister is coming to you saying something about another brother or sister, if you say, hold it. Right. That helps them be better. That's right. Because it'll make them think about why? What's the point of talking about it? That's right. If that was a real issue, we'll do what? Go to them. That's right. Don't spread the gossip in here. Turn on Channel 2 News if you want to find gossip. Right. Talk about somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Right. But in here, we want to be able to just hold your peace. I ain't hear him say it. That's right. It helps, man, because before long, it helps all of us because we're acting with what? Care. And we want to protect each other's name. Just like Sister Doge said, she would protect your truck. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to keep going and spreading things, you're being simple. You have to stop it. We have to stop it. It makes all of us better. Come on, Bunky, y'all.
Salaki Adawan, this is a Tawab class. But in terms of, reputation, as far as a good name, there's this thing called social equity, and how people value you, whether it be your peers or just people that like your contemporaries or your counterparts.
Right.
It's a real thing and it means something. If people know you to be a thief, they're not going to place any value in your reputation.
You got a bad name.
That's right. If they know you're an adulterer, you sleep with other brothers' ribs.
For sure. That's Jody. Hey, but you gonna leave Jody around your girl,
right?
What's the lyric? What's from Big Papa? What did he name Puff Daddy? Ask Puff. What did he say?
Oh man, I'm gonna lose my rap card.
Yeah, you about to get it revoked. True player for real. Ask Puff Daddy. That's what he say.
Almost saying,
yeah, that should be a rapper, man. But yeah, you're right. Those things, like if you're an adulterer, if you're known for sleeping with brothers' ribs, you understand? Nobody gonna leave you around there. If you're known for stealing, just what mama you say? Your dad out? Don't go down there playing with them boys. Right. Why? Because he know what goes on down there, and he knows like you don't want to mess up your name You don't want to be what associated with that. And that's what Christmas and Thanksgiving. That's how we should look at Christmas and Thanksgiving. Once you understand the history of Christmas and Thanksgiving and all the holidays of this empire, why would you want to be associated with it? Why? For riches? So you can receive a gift? You know what I'm saying? Would you associate yourself with somebody that murders? Well, murderers? I mean, and in the street life, boy, them boys say, but them my shooter right here. What made you think he won't shoot you? You know what I'm saying? You ever piss your shooter off? you like, man, I ain't coming to pick you up today. I've been out there before, and all the shooters that I used to have, ain't none of them used to have no car. Damn boy, ain't got no car. You never want to piss the shooter off out. But these are the things that we associate ourselves with while we're in the world, not knowing. And this empire, it destroys. We're destroying our name. Like we talk about every Martin Luther King, MLK Drive across the world, 9 times out of 10, it is a terrible neighborhood. And these are the places where we tend to hang out the most. You're looking for a good time, you go to the place where you heard some of the worst things at. Oh, me go down there to Carolina Live, man. They let you walk in there with a gun. They ain't even pat me down. What? Am I making this up? Hey man, you better, you go over there to Manchester High School, man. Them girls over there, they loose, boy. What you mean? We look forward to those things in this empire. We gravitate to things that mess up our good name. And guess what? It's all by design by the oppressor. And these are the things that we have to be able to shake off to get out of this hellhole that we live in a place that we call America. You understand? And we reestablish our name as Israel. That's why the I.S.U.P.K is known across the globe as being the home of the truth, and why we have a what? Good name. All right. Drop that. Let me get Romans 13:8, Bible Kushah. The book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 8. Am I saying that right? I said that right. I got to practice on my numbers. I used to know them good, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? Most High in Christ. I got it.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 8.
Young man Carter, you want to read it? Go ahead and read it.
The book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 8. Owe no man anything but to love one another, for he that loveth another hath fulfilled the law.
Most High in Christ. So you want to try to break that down, young man Carter? Somebody want to help him out? What you? Kadam, you want to take it from him, Bible Kushah?
Slag, if I may, it says Romans 13:8 says, "Oh, no man anything but to love one another." So it's like, I shouldn't have to owe my brother anything but love. Me owing him is like, me putting myself in debt to him. And like it says, like the only debt that I really owe to my brother is to love him. Like I'm commanded to love him, like Christ told us to love him. So
what does it mean to owe your brother though? Our boy, like what would that mean to owe your brother?
Sluck, if it made like a debt or anything that you have indebted into him.
So you mean if I owe you some money, like, you know what I'm saying, it's a debt, you know what I mean?
Or even it can be like I gotta out my brother. Like I owe him the respect to go to him and talk to him and him alone, not hold it against him. Something that I owe him. There's a lot of things, and it don't have to do with money, but as far as like being a brother, I owe my brother, the common courtesy to speak to him. Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Like it said B. What it said? Read it again.
Khan says, "Oh no man,
oh no man, come on,
anything." Khan.
Come on.
So like I said, if I may, so basically, if I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do, I'm not going to have to owe my brother.
I don't have a need to say my bad.
Come on, sir.
I don't have a need to say, man, I shouldn't have done that, man.
Right.
Man, I owe you one, dog. I shouldn't have, I shouldn't have, I seen her, man. I knew she was your real, but when she said hey to me, I ain't know what to say, so I was just stuck, I mean, what I did was see what had happened was like the weed, like it came in my hand and it got stuck, and I was trying to knock it off my hand, but when I knocked it off my hand, it fell in the fire, and when it fell in the fire, I smelled the fragrance from the fire, and I said, well, ain't no need of me letting it go to waste, so.
Good night.
We don't want to make excuses to owe your brother. You understand? Come on.
So like I said, I have the Merriam-Webster dictionary of owe. It says to be under obligation to render something.
To be what?
Under obligation.
It's an obligation to be a brother in here. You understand? It's an obligation to be a sister in here. How do you know that? Read that verse again.
Come on. It says, "Oh no man anything."
Oh no man anything. Come on.
But
what?
To love one another.
Why? Because it's a what?
An obligation.
It's an obligation. You don't owe nobody nothing but to love your brother and sister.
That's right.
Don't nobody want to hear no damn excuses all the time. Right? We have an obligation to love one another.
Right.
Read it again.
Come on. Book of Romans chapter 13 verse 8.
Uh-huh.
Oh no man anything.
I don't need any excuses.
Right.
I want you to have a good name.
That's right.
You understand? I want you to be rich with your name.
Right.
I want you to be careful in the things that you do.
That's right.
Why? Because if you're not being careful with the things you're doing, you'll miss your obligation.
That's right.
You'll miss, and you'll always be trying to tell me, hey man, I owe you. And oftentimes brothers say, well, bro, you don't owe me them but love, man. That's all I require from the jump. Read it again.
Come on. Oh no man anything.
Come on.
But to love one another.
But to love one another. There you go. That's how we be careful. That's how we keep a good name and not be what? Simple.
Right.
That's what we need as a nation of people, man. As Israel, that's what we need. As Israelites, not knowing our culture, not knowing where we come from. Our history been twisted and mangled all throughout for thousands of years. If we be careful, we can bridge that gap. But if we're not careful in everything that we do, it's simple, guess what? We'll forever owe somebody, man.
That's right.
You'll carry all type of guilt. We carry all type of guilt from some of the things we owe people.
That's right.
Right?
Come.
You ever met somebody who parents may have passed away suddenly, and maybe they was upset with them, or they had a disagreement about something? They always feel like I should have said more. I wish I just had one more conversation with him. Just one more. If I could just hear, give anything to hear half your breath. Right. You know what they say?
Come.
Why do that? Why feel like you owe that? Why not just do it now? Why you have a what? Obligation. Why not? You know what I'm saying? That take full advantage of that now. Cause that's love. Like take the advantage of not looking for an opportunity to hate your brother or sister. Don't take advantage of it just because we'll fix it later. Now there are some times you can fix things later. But there are some times that you do not want to wait and let the sun go down. Why? It's an obligation. You don't want to owe that. Don't you feel bad when you owe somebody something? You ever owe somebody a lot of money? What you mean? Because I'll be feeling bad if I owe somebody some money. I'll be like, God, dog, boy, I don't want to pay that man. Good night. You know what I'm saying? Good night. Ain't nobody playing but you, Smokey. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel bad when you do something and you be like, man, I didn't mean for that to happen. Ain't that what we say?
Come.
If you don't mean for it to happen, then take your obligations serious. Right?
Come.
And what? Love one another, man.
That's right.
It's a commandment to do it. You know that, right? And ain't no question marks behind that. Like, could you love somebody? Could you extend like that thing? Like we go out, Lord willing, this weekend at the park. We don't owe them anything, but we give them everything that we got. Huh? We don't owe them nothing, but we gonna give you everything that we have. That's what YAHANNA did. He gave everything for what? For us. So why not we do why can't we do the same in return? Or do you want to owe Christ your life? Or do you just want to give it to him? Come on.
So, like you, sir, what you bringing out is so heavy, especially using YAHANNA as a perfect example for this scripture.
Most High Christ.
Because Christ didn't owe us the goddamn thing.
Right.
But he gave us his life and that love that is showed in the scripture by dying for us so that we can come back to the Most High because we the ones that turn our back on the Most High in the first place.
Right.
Sir. So, like you, sir.
So we should have no problem with what? Loving one another, man. Right. It got to kick in every now and then. Right. You know, like, I don't know, you ever heard of I'm in the cars and stuff like that. You ever seen when they spray the knob that they hit the button and the stuff come up like that? Right. You see the knobs come up. You know what I'm talking about, that thing, right? He like fast stuff too. You know what I'm saying? and they be at the track when they hit that button. You know something about to go down, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's how we supposed to be with each other. Like you already got your motor should be already running. This, you know what I'm saying? The love of brother or sister, right? You should already have that V8, that V12, like ready to hit the track. And then when something happens, you hit you turn your brotherhood up. Hit the button on them. That's right. Hit the button on. You know what I'm talking about, your man Kevin, right? You don't like cars, do you? No, you don't like. What you like? You like sleep. Well, I can relate to that. I go there with you too. Like you ever been like really tired, and then you lay down for a little bit, then you like, this ain't right. So you dig in just a little bit deeper, Quadon. Right. Then you get that favorite blanket of yours, and you put it over your head. That's when you really get it, right? That's how brotherhood and sisterhood has to be. Like you have to be walking in the way, right, to always be a brother or sister. And then when that time come, or that challenge come, or the you get a little bit uncomfortable, you know what I'm saying? That, you know what I'm talking about, right? Everybody knows what I'm talking about when I'm talking about brotherhood. That thing when you uncomfortable, you got to be able to turn it up. Right. Because if you don't turn it up, you always feel like, man, I should have done that, man. I feel like I owe my brother something. Right? Any questions online? Any comments? Most of it. Yeah, don't do a brother any harm, man. Come on. That's right. Once again, we having the food and clothing drive, Seabrook Park this weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. The first annual food and clothing drive for Fayetteville, North Carolina. We will be at Seabrook Park this weekend. Lord willing, you know what I'm saying? Getting to it. Right. Giving what we got. That's right. All right. Let me get Ecclesiastes. How you know? Brother, he give him a hand. Brother, he must have knew that I was going there. Brother had my notes. How you have my notes, Quadon?
What's up, Chris? This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 1.
Go ahead.
A good name is better than precious ointment. And the day of death than the day of one's birth.
Break that down for me, Quadon.
Come on, sir. A good name, like we've been speaking about all night, is, like I said, is better than precious ointment. That precious ointment, is something kind of like that's used for healing. So that name is even better than that healing because, like you said, you're known by your name.
Right.
So a brother may, pass away, or even if he's living, he's known by that name because, people can be around and they speak good about him.
Right.
It says, and the day of death, then the day of one's birth. One thing about death is we always remember our people, when they die. But it's like that good name is gonna be remembered even further more than that death.
Yes, sir.
Like you said, you're gonna always remember that, whether they die or they're alive.
Right.
You're still gonna remember that name if it's a good name.
That's right. And being born, what you got to establish that name.
That's right.
Yeah, start for what? Scratch. Most High in Christ, give him a hand. Brother, own it, man. Brother, own it. He is lit. He is turned up. Most High in Christ. Everybody good? Let's go to Colossians 2:8, Bible Kusha. Colossians 2:8. We good, right? Once again, with the I.S.U.P.K. I start out at 1 West 125th Street, Hall, New York. That's right. Operating up under Command of Junior YAHANNA. We're not affiliated with anyone. If they say they've been I.S.U.P.K. and they ain't affiliated with us, you ain't see them you ain't see them out with us. Hey, you see him celebrating Thanksgiving, he's a liar. You see him got a Christmas tree in the background wearing the what they be wearing, the matching pajamas now, Bunker, y'all. That what they be doing, the family photos. You a full-grown man with a reindeer on your shirt. What in the world? Lord willing, you'll get some strength and change your life and come into the school and learn how to not serve Satan. That's right. All right. Come on.
It's the book of Colossians, chapter 2, verse 8.
Come on.
Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ.
Who want to break that down? And you tell me, what did this mean? Then we're gonna take it up a notch. Bible Kusha. Come on.
Like the mayor says, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy. Basically giving you a warning, like don't let nobody, spoil you, destroy you, like the Christian church does. Tell you, that the laws are done away with and that Christ is a part of these wicked holidays, and basically giving you their own law. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
And philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men. After the traditions of men, like the what is it? Certain Christmas holidays, watch night service. These traditions of men, that don't mean anything. The Most High didn't ordain them. You know what I'm saying? They just come from traditions that they feel, oh, let's make something, let's do something, and it has wickedness behind it. After the tradition of men and the rudiments of the world, and now after Christ, and none of these have anything to do with Christ.
What does the word rudiments mean? What's the word rudiments mean?
I believe it means measurements. Something in the mathematics.
Mm-hmm.
It says rudiments is a basic principle or element of fundamental skill.
Yeah, this like the elements of the world.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the way of the world. Like, it's like these are the things that will have us hating each other. You understand?
Right.
These are the things that will call us separation. You understand? These are the things that will have us messing up our name. These are the things that will have you owing a brother. Oh, brother, man, you know what? I couldn't make it to your birthday party, dog. I owe you one. No, you don't. These are the things that have us like guessing about what real life is all about. Right. Why? Because these are the philosophies of the world. These are the things that have us looking at our horoscope. Oh, you're a Scorpio? Well, I'm a Sagittarius. What my brother Kowal say? I'm an asparagus. I said, damn. I ain't even know. I'm an asparagus. Oh my goodness. But you see what I'm saying? These are the philosophies of the world. Like, and guess what it does? It's all vain. It don't mean a damn thing. It means absolutely nothing. But how many of us done got caught up in it in life? How many of us done followed things that didn't mean anything? You ever, young man Carter, you ever try to do a math test, right? And you doing the math test, and the teacher tell you had the wrong answer, and you say, "Well, how I get the right answer?" Like, you ever ask the teacher how you get the right answer? Why? You just believe that you was wrong? What you said? You just knew you was wrong.
It depends on the type of question, because it could be like a hard question and I get it correct and I just don't talk about it because I have no clue. Well, if I get a question correct in a math test and I have no clue how I got correct, I would just say nothing about it because
you still got it correct.
Yeah.
What that's cool. But in here, like in real life and in I.S.U.P.K, if you got that question correct, we're gonna teach you why you have it correct. You understand? We break it down so that way you fully understand why you got it correct. And if you had it wrong, guess what? We're gonna go into the scriptures and be able to tell you how you had it wrong, right? For every math equation that you may come across in school, correct? There's a way to do it correctly, and there's a way to do it what? Incorrectly. Guess what? The Bible is the way for us to practice brotherhood and sisterhood. What, Quadon? Correctly, right? So that way, if you happen to follow a philosophy that will cause you to go against your brother, you will find out how to execute that equation what? Correctly. We'll be able to show you that, yeah, you may have wrote out all these examples, right? We're going to say, now that was vain. That example really didn't mean anything. I want you to follow this example. I want you to follow who? Yahushai's what? Example. That way you know you have what? The perfect answer. You'll be able to understand what the equation, right? You'll be able to understand it. Now, if you understand how to do it correctly, you'll no longer have to guess. You have full confidence in what you do day in and day out, because you have the answers that you need to perform at a high level, correct? And guess what? The teacher will what? Say that young man Carter has a what?
100.
He said 100. You have a good name. You got a good name. He's what? Paying attention. He's following what? The example. Right? That's what all of this is. That's what all of it is. And if you follow this example, I know you're not following what? The rudiments of what? The world. That's the elements in here you have to follow. And one of the elements in tonight's class is focused on what, Quadon? A good name for what? Perfect brotherhood, perfect sisterhood. So you no longer have to guess about it. It's a thing you must do with what? Care. And you cannot be what? Simple. If you want to have a good name, follow this example. If you want the riches, fear the Lord. And then what it said earlier, I ain't making this up. I ain't sugar honey iced tea. I just like to drink it every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Just don't get me no Liptons. I'll be all right. What they say, that brisk in a can, that what they used to drink? Yeah, I remember that commercial with the rubber man. I'm showing my age, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm showing my age. That's it on that Quadon. I want to get into a story, man, that talks about. I'm gonna get in two stories. What time is it? What time we got? 8:12. I should be able to get. I should be able to get these two in right here. We're gonna go to Apocrypha. Let's go over the story of Susanna right quick. I like this story. I like to read this story. What's Susanna? Yeah. I like to read this story. History of Susanna. Who got it? You ready for it?
Come on, sir.
We good on time, Bunker, y'all? All right, let's rock and roll. Quit down, we good?
Come on, sir. This is the book of the history of Susanna in the Apocrypha. It says, there dwelt a man in Babylon called Joachim, verse 2. And he took a wife whose name was Susanna, the daughter of the Chaldeans, a very fair woman.
A very what?
Fair woman.
A very fair woman. You understand? So that means he had a what? A beautiful daughter.
That's right.
That's every man's dream to have a beautiful daughter. You know what I'm saying? Right. But you look at your daughter, you know, all of them are beautiful because what? They're yours. Right? Read on.
Come on, sir. And one that feared the Most High.
And she did what?
One that feared the Most High.
So if she feared the Most High, she had what? Riches. That's right. She had a what? Good name. That's right. Right? Read on.
Come on, verse 3. Her parents also were righteous.
Her parents what?
Were righteous.
Her parents was righteous, which means what, Quadon?
That she gonna be righteous.
That means she's gonna be righteous and also have what?
Good name.
A good name. You see what's going on, right? So in the beginning, you're reading the accreditation, if I may. You understand? You're meeting the criteria of this woman, of this sister. What's another word for it? It's like the prerequisite.
There you go.
Yeah, you got the prerequisite to this sister, right? That's how we should look at all women. You should check their prerequisites out. You know what I'm saying? Right. You should check the Carfax. Right. You check the Carfax, Quadon. That's right. You know what I'm saying? You see what's going on. Right. See the motor knocking. See who been working under the hood, if I may. That's right. You understand? That's right. And then that way you can take over and make sure that it is right. You understand? Come. Read on.
Come. And taught their daughter according to the law of Moses.
They did what?
And taught their daughter according to the law of Moses.
They taught who?
Their daughter according to the law of Moses. So
they taught her according to the law of Moses. This is important.
Right.
This is the prerequisite of her being a beautiful daughter.
Right.
You ever met a woman that looks like really nice, like beautiful, like a beautiful woman, and then she open up her mouth, and you say, "Wait a minute, time out, flag on the play, referee blow the whistle." You know what I'm saying? You be like, "Wait a minute, what just happened? I've been bamboozled.
That's right.
I've been tricked. Why? Because the thing that you thought was right, because we were just looking strictly at the what? At the beauty, correct? We have to look at everything. Salaki, everything to what? Huh? Oh, Most High in Christ. Okay. All right, go ahead, our boy.
Verse 4. Now Joachim was a great rich man and had a fair garden.
So Salaki. So Joachim was a rich man. How do you if he had a wife that feared the Lord, and what would that say about him?
They feared the Most High too.
Yeah, come. Right, and then we read that earlier. The Lord said, "What he did riches and the poor." Correct.
Right.
Read on.
Joining unto his house, and to him escorted the Jews, because he was more honorable than all others.
He was what?
More honorable than all others.
And then what we talked about earlier, having what? Humility. He was an honorable man amongst his what? His people.
Right.
Read on.
Verse 5. The same year were appointed 2 of the ancients of the people to be judges, such as the Lord spake of. The wickedness came from Babylon, from ancient judges, who seemed to govern the people.
Right. So these were 2 judges that came with the same what? Vain philosophies of what? Babylon. Right. Read on.
Verse 6. These kept much at Joachim's house.
So that mean they what? It kept much, meaning what? They stayed there a lot.
Right.
They was always around, like chilling around their brother's house. Because what? He was a rich brother.
Right.
He was an honorable man. And if you're an honorable man, people like to be around that thing, if you're a good brother, people will be drawing towards you. They'll be attracted to you. But it's up to you to always maintain that thing. Right. It's up to you to always be that righteous brother. You understand? At all times, okay? Read on.
And all that he had suits in law.
Right. Read on.
Came unto them.
And all that he had what?
Had suits in law. Came unto him.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. Now when the people departed away at noon, Susanna went into her husband's garden to walk. Verse 8. And the 2 elders saw her going in every day.
Now think about this, young man Kevin. Think about a beautiful woman. A beautiful woman. And whatever that thing is that you think about as being a beautiful woman, Susanna was it. And think about she's walking in the garden. She's outside walking in the grass, hair blowing in the wind, whatever that thing is. You know what I'm saying? So she's having a good time enjoying herself, right? Read on. Read that verse again.
Verse 8. And the 2 elders saw her going in every day.
So these elders, these two judges saw this beautiful woman going in and out of the garden every day. Read on.
And walking, so that their lust was inflamed toward her.
So what does that mean? That means their lust was inflamed towards her. What did that mean, young man Kevin? Are you done? What that mean? Are you done? What that mean?
Salaki. So it said they lust was inflamed towards her. So like they started to have like desires for her, you know what I'm saying?
You ever seen like a fire before? Yeah. What happened when you start adding fire or wood on that fire? It get bigger, right? The flame get bigger. Well, guess what? You keep looking at a beautiful woman over and over and over again. Guess what? First, you just gonna, hey, Quadon, you do the first little look, you be like, you just notice out of the corner of your eye, right? Next thing you know, you're drooling and all that now, right? So, man, this is a beautiful woman, and these brothers became infatuated with this sister, right? With what? Lust, correct? Read on.
Verse 9. And they perverted their own mind.
They did what?
Perverted their own mind.
How did they pervert their own mind, Quadon? Good.
They were thinking about the things that they want to do to this woman.
Right. Out of what?
Out
Out
of lust.
of lust. Shalom, Yahweh, Shema Shabbat. What's up, mighty man? Most High in Christ. Go ahead.
And turned away their eyes, that they might not look into heaven.
What? Go ahead.
Nor remember just judgments.
Nor remember what?
Just judgments.
So this woman was so beautiful, and they were acting in so much out of lust. They forgot about what? Being just in their judgment, right? Being what? Judges, correct? Read on.
Verse 10. And albeit they both were wounded with her love.
And albeit
albeit they both were wounded with her love.
They both were wounded with her. She was so bad. You know, some sisters in Israel that are bad. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. And this woman, Susanna, she was like that. These brothers, she looked so bad with them, they was wounded by her love. You ever been wounded by a woman out? You ever been wounded? You ever been wounded? They was wounded, but that wound was out of lust. Because, come on, Cordon.
So like it, sir, if I may, it's so heavy too with this story because it makes what Yahweh brought out, in Matthew. I think it's Matthew. When he said, if you look at the woman and lust after her, you already committed sin in your mind already.
You on your way.
This is exactly what they're doing right here. Is exactly what Christ is talking about.
That's right.
So this is why Christ had to come back and give us that spirit of the law to prevent this exact thing that's getting ready to happen, sir. Salaki.
What it say? Sit not down with a beautiful woman. I'm roughly paraphrasing like that. That's right. Yeah. Or sit not with another man's wife. Yeah. That's all that go together. So not only this woman belongs to another man already, right? A rich man at that, and you coming by. It's just like Seven, you got that PS5, that PS16, where you can go in the game and you virtual reality everything, right? You in the game, and your rib upstairs. She just folding clothes, and a brother smell what the women be washing clothes with. I don't know what they call it. Gain fabric freshener, and your homeboy eat. Rib just singing Mary J. Blige. I don't know, is it? I never knew whatever that thing is, right? So she just upstairs singing this, and the sister come downstairs with a basket of clothes. Your brother, they look, they want to come over and play the PS16 all the damn time. You gotta tell them, hey man, no, but that's what these judges were doing. They was coming to this brother's house all the time. What? To see this sister, right? Read on.
Come.
They was wounded by her love.
Come. It says, and albeit they both were wounded with her love, yet durst not one show another his grief.
What does that mean? What is that? Come on, our boy.
It's like a Mason is saying, like both of them was like looking at it like, damn, you know what I'm saying? But they won't like letting everybody know they were looking, but they were still looking at
it between them two. Both of them see the sister, right? It's almost like I ain't gonna say that. Because why? They know they're wrong.
Right.
I ain't gonna say nothing if you ain't gonna say nothing. We just gonna look and we ain't gonna say nothing.
So like I said, they was in cahoots with
we both know that we're wrong. Being what? Judges. Being the fact that we know she's a married woman, right? Read on.
Verse 11. For they were ashamed.
They were what?
Ashamed.
They were what?
Ashamed.
And then what it just said?
Come.
They were both ashamed because they knew who this woman was, right?
That's right.
Read on.
To declare their lust, that they desire to have to do with her.
Oh my goodness. There you go. See, the truth always comes out,
That's
right?
Right.
Read on.
Come. Verse 12. Yet they watched diligently from day to day to see her.
That's why they was always at the place. That's why they were always, hey man, you got that new I want to bring some beer over to the crib. We just sit down and drink a little bit. You mind we come by? Nah, man, I don't mind you come by. The whole time these brothers what? Lusting after this man's wife.
Right.
Read on.
Come. Verse 13. And the one said to the other, let us now go home, for it is dinner time. Verse 14. So when they were gone out, they parted the one from the other, and turning back again, they came to the same place. And after that, they had asked one another the cause. They acknowledged their lust.
Well, what does that mean?
So like you said, but they basically, after they came back to each other, they're like, what was the reason for you lusting over this woman, basically?
Yes. You come on, Kodo.
Well, I mean, you gotta first think it's a certain level of deceit there, because every day, ain't neither one of them telling them how they feel about them, but every day both of them wind up in the same place.
It's like, all right, man, I'm gonna holler at you later, man. All right, bro, I'll see you. I'll holler at you tomorrow.
So
And
now
then-
both of them leave.
Yeah, we leave.
And
Yeah,
thinking
All right,
that
man, we
they're gonna
gone.
come back.
10 minutes later, we come. Hey, man,
What you doing back
what you
here?
doing over here, man? You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, man? You forget something? You see what's going on?
Okay.
Man, what's up, man? Man, my shoe, man. I left my shoelace over here. So I came back, my shoelace and buckle. Back then they had shoelace, so I'm assuming they had the sandals.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That whatever they had on. Yeah, man, my sandal strap was loose. So I came back, tied my sandal strap. You know what I mean? Read on.
Con, sir. It says that then appointed they a time both together when they might find her alone.
So now they don't realize they no longer ashamed anymore. That's what's going on now. It's like, all right, so you know about me and how I feel about her. I know how you feel about it too. So I tell you what, you know, two better than one. And their mind, they're trying to do what? Yeah, you don't heard this word all the time in the world.
Salakia, run a train.
Yeah, they trying to set it up. They plotting on it. You know what I mean? The brothers, y'all brothers ill. Y'all need. I thank the Lord for you. I'm so happy you in class today. I pray you understand. Get a Lord a hand. You know what I'm saying? I'm so honored to be amongst brothers. Come on, Kodon.
Go. Verse 15. And it fell out as they watched a fit time. She went in as before with two maids only, and she was desirous to wash herself in the garden, for it was hot.
Right. So they done waited for the perfect time, the fit time, right? To check her out. They done watch and observe her what? Routine.
Right.
They done figured out how she moved now, Ayathon. You know how it is when you like a woman. You start popping up in places that you know you're gonna see her, like by the water fountain. You post, hey, I guess I'm the only one did that before. Okay, I just making sure. I thought I was the only one. All right, read on.
Come. And there was nobody, verse 16. And there was nobody there save two elders that had hid themselves and watched her.
So what they're saying is, now we knew when nobody else gonna be around except for us. Except for us. You know what I'm saying? That's what they done came up with in their mind. That's what lust will have you doing. Lust will have you seeking after a woman that you know damn well you should not be a part of. Like it'll have you compromising yourself and your integrity just to get a look at a sister. And that is against the law. You know what I'm saying? And now you see a sister that don't belong to nobody. You know what I'm saying? That Most High in Christ. Go get it. Post up. Wait on her. Like the oppressor do for deer. You know what I'm saying? Oppressor sit all day with deer piss on, waiting for a doe to walk by. Now we'll put on that I.S.U.P.K. You know what I'm saying? With some Gucci loafers on, walk by. You know, just to get a sister's attention. And that's a single sister, but this sister is a married sister, and you see the length that these brothers are going to try to get this sister's attention, to try to set her up. Okay, read on.
Come. The book History of Susanna, verse 17.
Go ahead.
Then she said to her maids, bring me oil and washing balls. And shut up the garden doors that I may wash.
Now you tell me what type of sister that is. Bring me the oil. Hot oil. in the what? Where does she put in the water?
The washing balls.
The washing balls there. This Israel now. This thousands of years ago. Now they got olive oil and things like that they throw in the bottle. Where they got milk baths and all this stuff like this. They come on,
like I said, they still got them washing balls today.
They still got them. Why? Susanna had them way back then. Right. So they're telling you what type of woman this is now. Right. Now, if you really want to impress your real, get us some washing balls and some oils. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know what is it? Bath bomb. You know what I'm saying? Oh. Watch out, Bucky, y'all. You laid it on thick, brother. You laid it on real heavy around here. Right. But that's the type of sister that she was. Meaning our women were so delicate back then. Huh? Right. You understand? That was well taken care of and preserved. Now they swinging on poles and wiping it down afterwards. That's what oppression has done. That's what us being disobedient has taught us. You'll take the beauty of a woman like this who knew how to take care of her body and her hygiene thousands of years ago. Thousands of years ago. And guess what? Women who know how to take care of and please their man today, they do these things. Well-oiled skin. Ain't it wrong with looking at a beautiful sister, right? But you ever look at a woman and think she got her stuff together? Then you really want a good one? Look at the heel of her feet. Like, look at the heel of her. You like take a good look at the heel of her foot, and you'll find out, like, wait a minute, you fooled me. Wait a minute, you done pull a fashion on me. You understand? Yeah, put a little bit of oil on that baby. Just don't do too much. I ain't talking vegetable oil either. You understand? Come on, young man Kevin. I had to watch out for you. You smiling too hard over here. He's a good brother, man. He's a good brother. Come on.
Go. It says, and they did as she bade them, and shut the garden doors, and went out themselves at privy doors to fetch the things that she had commanded them.
Mm-hmm.
But they saw not the elders because they were hid.
Right. Go ahead.
Come on, verse 19. Now when the maids were gone forth, the two elders rose up and ran unto her, saying, behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can see us, and we are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us and lie with us.
So what are they asking her to do? They're asking her to lay with her.
That's right.
You see that?
Come.
Think about this. Think about a woman over there. She minding her business, and two snakes come slithering up out of the grass. You know what I'm saying? Coming over talking to her. You see that? Y'all see it, right? Read on.
Verse 21. If thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee, that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou didst send that Salakia. Thou didst send away thy maids from thee.
So what is saying right here, Quadon?
So like you said, it's basically saying like a young man came up to her and try to get with it. She sent the ladies away so it wouldn't be no witness of what they was doing.
You right, but you got to phrase it different. What they're saying is if you don't lay with us, this is what we're gonna tell everybody. You understand? We're gonna set you up. Since you don't want to do it with us, we're gonna say that we see you in here with a man. And he ran away when we popped up. So they trying to, you know what I'm saying? They testing her, right? Right, read on.
Come. Verse 22. Then Susanna sighed and said,
she did what?
She sighed.
She sighed, man. She had to be like, damn. Like, for real, y'all?
Right.
Read on.
Come. And said, I am straightened on every side.
I am what?
Straightened on every side.
What does that mean? Read on. It'll tell you what it means. Go ahead.
For if I do this thing, it is death unto me. And if I do it not, I cannot escape your hand.
What she's saying is, you put me between a rock and a hard place. Right. You know daggone well, if I don't do this with you, they gonna kill me. And if I do this with you, what? I'm still gonna lose, right? I'm still gonna mess up what? My name. Remember she had her father was what? A righteous man. That's right. Her husband was what? A righteous man. So you saying if I know I got all this, if it's like I know I have a good man. I know I come from a good family. You want me to mess this up because of your lust? I'm straightened on both sides. You put me between what? A rock and a hard place. That's what she's saying to them. That's right. Read on.
Come, verse 23. It is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of the Most High.
Then to do what?
Sin in the sight of the Most High.
What she's saying, it's better for me to just fall in your hands, because whatever lie that you're going to tell, it's just going to be the lie you're going to tell. And that way, you know what I'm saying, I don't sin against the Lord. Because she knew if she would have laid down with them, what? That was a sin. That's right. But she said, you know what? If that's what the lie you want to tell, then I'll take my chances with the Lord. Read on.
Come, verse 24. With that, Susanna cried with a loud voice.
She did what?
Cried with a loud voice.
Go ahead.
And the two elders cried out against her. Verse 25. Then ran the one and opened the garden door.
So what's going on? She probably like, no, or whatever. And they was like, yeah, we caught you. So now they trying to bring it out and bring it to the public now. Right. Open up the doors. Go ahead.
Verse 26. So when the servants of the house heard the cry in the garden, they rushed in at a privy door to see what was done to her.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse
because what? They know that they left her where? They're alone.
Right.
Come on, Quadar.
Salaki. Ain't that the law that she's supposed to cry out like that?
Cry out. Yeah, cry out. You're supposed to cry out. You know what I'm saying? That is law. Go ahead. Most High in Christ. Come on.
Verse 27. But when the elders had declared their battle, the servants were greatly ashamed. For there was never.
What does that mean? When the elders declared their matter, meaning what?
So like he said, so they basically told them exactly what, they was trying to make up a story against the sister.
About what? A man, right? And so who was ashamed?
The people that
the
heard
servants.
these stories.
Because in servants know that what? Wait a minute. Was nobody in here? Like, this is a woman that we serve. This is a beautiful woman.
That has a good name.
That has a good name. And the elders are saying this about her?
Right.
Oh, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, man, I'm ashamed this happened to you.
Right.
Because they know what's going to happen to her.
That's right.
Read on.
Come. For there was never such a report made of Susanna.
That was what?
Never such a report made of Susanna.
Ain't that what I just said?
Right.
Right. That's just like, in their mind, what? She what? She what them? It went over earlier. She what? They was ashamed, so they felt like what? She what? Owed them something.
Okay, come.
Huh? Come. Feel like you owed, you let me down.
Right.
Right? They were lying to her. They was lying about what she had done, but her servants felt like what? Damn, you let me down. Like you owe me something. You know what I'm saying?
Come.
That's why having a good name is important.
That's
because
right.
Never had been said such of a thing of who? Susanna.
Right.
I've never heard of that about this sister. Oh man. Y'all see that, right?
Come.
That's what happened when we don't do what we're supposed to do as brothers as well. That's why it's important that we keep our good name by doing what we're supposed to do and treat each other how we're supposed to treat each other according to how the Lord said we should.
That's right.
So that way we never, the people, you know how many people look up to us? Like you have younger brothers, they look up to you for good things, like in different situations, right? Jake coming to you and ask you, hey, can you do such and such? You never want to let them down. You understand? You never want to be able to let your brother down. Because why? You have a good name. Live up to it. It's your obligation. And then what we said earlier, right? Read on.
Come, verse 28. And it came to pass the next day when the people were ashamed to her husband, Joachim, the two elders also came
when the people did what?
Salakia. Well, the people were assembled to her husband, Joachim.
Go ahead.
The two elders came also full of mischievous imagination against Susanna to put her to death.
So you say everybody there assembled with a husband because what? Her husband had a what? Good name too.
Come.
Read on.
Come, verse 29. And said before the people, send for Susanna, the daughter of the Chaldeans. Is that Chaldeans, sir? Chaldeans?
No, it's not Chaldeans. I can't really see it in the Bible. It's Chaldeans.
Come, Chaldeans. Says Joachim's wife. And so they sent. So she came with her father and mother, her children, and all her kindred. Now, verse 31. Now, Susanna was a very delicate woman.
She was what?
A very delicate woman.
Ooh. And what?
And beauteous to behold.
Oh, man, she a delicate woman. You see that? That's how our sisters are supposed to be. Our women are delicate, man. That's right. They are delicate like flowers. Like they shouldn't like the battles that our oppressor has our women battling, man. That right there is enough for a brother to be like, I want to serve the Lord. I want to serve the Lord. I see what are happening to these sisters all across the world, man. Little black girls coming up missing and nobody gives a damn, man. Nobody. Not even talking about the missing women in DC. I think one summer they were like over like 19 young black girls in DC that were missing, and they did the Amber report, and they were saying, what about? I mean, it was a list of young black girls between the ages of 13 and 19 just missing in DC. The delicate woman among you, right? Ain't that what the scriptures say? Why? Because of our disobedience. But Susanna, at this time, she was delicate. She was bathing with, what you call them, Bunk, y'all? What's that word? Bath bombs. Ooh, I pray you understand. Right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Verse 32. Mm-hmm. And these wicked men commanded to uncover her face.
They did what?
Commanded to uncover her face.
Read on.
For she was covered, that they might be filled with her beauty.
What is this saying? These bastards were so wicked. They was lying on this sister, knowing they was gonna put her to death. They had her remove the thing the thing that was covering her face, just so they could look at her eye. They're putting her to death, and they're only thinking about what it is just to look at her eye. That's wicked. Read on.
Concert. Verse 33. Therefore her friends and all that saw her wept.
Now some of you brothers know what I'm talking about. You ever look at your woman, like you just look at her, you're like, oh man, she yours. She yours, right? You just look at her like, yes, baby. Right. You're doing your thing today. You got it. Right. You got it. You looking nice, sis. Most High in Christ. And women like to hear that, but they want to hear it from righteous men. Right. You know what I'm saying? A woman that look beautiful, and a brother just, hey, bitch, hey, girl, hey. That, you know what I'm talking about? And that's what we do in the world. Come. Hey, girl, hey. Oh, y'all, okay, right? That's this. All you can approach your sister like, as she's a delicate flower. She may look at you like you crazy. Hey, shalom, sis. How you doing? Yahal Shamala Thaba. You put your deep voice on. Shalom, Yahal Bahashim. No, what's the thing from Madagascar? What is the name? What's the hippo? What's his name? Y'all never seen Madagascar? What's the hippo name? Huh? Moto. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Look at. Hey, Shalom. Sister's gonna look at you like you crazy. You know what I'm saying? But that's how we should interact with our sisters, man. It's a beautiful thing. We shouldn't be like this, lusting after a sister that does not that will not ever belong to you. Already belongs to someone. You hit her with the game like, and she out there, you know what I'm saying? The damsel in distress, yeah, do your thing. But what they're doing is wicked. And they're about to try to put this sister to death because they want to fulfill their lust. You understand? Read on.
Verse 34. Then the two elders stood up in the midst of the people and laid their hands upon her head. Verse 35. And she weeping looked up toward heaven. For her heart trusted in the Most High.
Did she looked up towards what?
Heaven.
She didn't look at them. She didn't look at the men like you're in control of my destiny. You understand? She looked towards the Most High. Read on.
Verse 36. And the elders said, as we walked in the garden alone, this woman came in with two maids and shut the garden doors and sent the maids away. Verse 37. Then a young man who there was hid came unto her and lay with her. Verse 38. Then we that stood in a corner of the garden, seeing this wickedness, ran unto them.
Go ahead.
And verse 39. And when we saw them together, the man we could not hold, And when we saw them together, the man we could not hold, for he was stronger than we, and opened the door and leaped out.
So this is a lie that they came up with. We caught her, and we caught them. We caught the man too in the act of doing this, but he was stronger than us, and he fought us off, and he ran out. So we didn't get a good look at him, but we seen her doing it though, right? Come on.
It's like, if I may, sir, which they don't understand, they telling on themselves. They telling on themselves. Yeah, they telling on themselves all the while, because it's like, how did you even? Why was you even there in the first place? You know what I'm saying? How was you there in the first place?
Yeah, what
how
did you
was
do?
you there to see? You just said that this woman closed the door, but she was in there by herself.
Yeah.
But you saw the young man though, right?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it shows you that wickedness. You know, they simple.
They what?
They simple.
They what? And they also messing up the what?
The good name.
They messing up their name.
Comic, sir.
Read on.
What's on Kirk? Comic, verse 39, and Salaki, verse 40. But having taken this woman, we asked who the young man was, but she would not tell us. These things do we testify.
Go ahead.
Verse 41. Then the assembly believed them as those that were the elders and judges of the people. So they condemned her to death.
Okay, so they believed a lie. They believed the lies of the elders, so they condemned her to death. Go ahead.
Verse 42. Then Susanna cried out with a loud voice and said, "O everlasting power."
Oh, who?
"O everlasting power."
Go ahead.
That knowest the secrets and knowest all things before they be. Verse 43. Thou knowest that they have borne false witness against me. And behold, I must die. Whereas I never did such things as these men have maliciously invented against me.
She cried out to the Most High. She cried out to the Lord.
That's right.
Read on.
Verse 44. And the Most High heard her voice. Verse 45. Therefore, when she was led to be put to death, the Lord raised up the Holy Spirit of a young youth whose name was Daniel. Verse 46.
The Lord did what?
Raised up the Holy Spirit,
the separate spirit. So everybody else in there just believed the elders, right?
Right.
But the Lord raised up Daniel, right? With a what? With a different spirit.
Right.
And that's what the Lord has allowed in the I.S.U.P.K. All the turmoil that is going on out there in the world, everybody else just agreeing with it. All the gay things that are happening right now, the whole world is cool with it. They allowing it to happen all over the earth. All the murder and the dope dealing and all the lies in the Christian church and the politicians, the whole world don't see it. They are agreeing with it. But the Lord has given the I.S.U.P.K. what? A separate spirit. Right. And guess what? We stand up, we cry out against the things that we see in the earth today. Just like Daniel did just way back then, a righteous brother standing up where? In the gap. Right. To make sure sister has a what? A good name. Right. Read on.
A young youth whose name was Daniel. Verse 46. Who cried with a loud voice, I am clear from the blood of this woman. Verse 47. Then all the people turned them toward him.
Imagine that. They all in. Do you imagine being in court? I want to clear that. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? You know, see everybody turn around like, oh snap. He got a what? He got a separate spirit. It's something different about what he just said.
Right.
Well, let's get to the bottom of who this guy is. Read on.
Verse 47. Then all the people turned toward him and said, what mean these words that thou hast spoken?
What you talking about, Willis? Go ahead.
Verse 48. So he standing in the midst of them said, are you such fools?
Are you what?
Are you such fools?
What give me the word I'm looking for. Are you such what?
Simple.
Simpletons.
Come.
Right?
Come.
I ain't making this up. Read on.
Come, sir. Ye sons of Israel, that without examination or knowledge of the truth, you have condemned a daughter of Israel.
Come on now. You know what? And that's all of us. Have you not examined the truth when you're celebrating Christmas? Have you not examined the truth when you talk about celebrating Thanksgiving? Right. Have you not examined the truth when you talk about abortion? Have we not examined the truth of what this empire really is? Have we not examined the truth of what the oppressor has done to us over and over and over again? Right. How long are we going to be simple? Read on.
Verse 49. return again to the place of judgment, for they have borne false witness against her.
Go ahead.
Verse 50. Wherefore all the people turned again in haste, and the elders said unto him.
So imagine this: you in the crowd, right? So Daniel said something. Everybody said, then they said everybody turn back around. They doing this, right? They looking like, they doing that, right?
That's right.
Read on.
Come sit down among us and show it us, seeing the Most High have given thee the honor of an elder.
Go ahead.
Verse 51.
Who gave him the honor of an elder?
The Most High.
The Most High. The Most High gave it to him, huh?
That's right.
Because we had a Holy Spirit, and that's what we are to our people. Then they said it back in Moses, and they said Moses with the elders of Israel.
That's right.
We'd be the same thing with like Commander General YAHANNA amongst him. Right. You understand? Teaching our people to follow the laws, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
Read on.
Verse 51. Then said Daniel unto them, put these two aside, one far from another, and I will examine them. Verse 52.
Go ahead.
So when they were put asunder one from another, he called one of them and said unto him, O thou that are waxing old in wickedness, now
total disrespect.
Right.
You just wax old in your wickedness.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Now thy sins which thou hast committed aforetime are come to light.
Go ahead.
Verse 53. For thou hast pronounced false judgment and hast condemned the innocent and hast haste let the guilty go free. Albeit the Most High said, the innocent and righteous shall thou not be slain.
Go ahead.
Verse 54. Now then, if thou hast seen her, tell me, what under what tree sawest thou them companying together?
So he's saying this. Now, have you seen her? What tree was she at? Now, I ain't saying you didn't see her, but if you did see her, what tree was she at? Let's see what he say.
Who answered under? Oh, he said who answered under a mystic tree.
I seen her up under the mystic tree. I seen her. I know I seen her. She was up under the mystic tree. Go ahead, brother.
Oh God, verse 55. And Daniel said, very well.
Very well. Very well. All right. So you know what I'm saying? Let's show them good old Virgil Tibbs out the heel of the night type joint. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Thou hast lied against thine own head. For even now the angel of the Most High hath received the sentence of the Most High to cut thee in two.
Go ahead.
Verse 56. So he put him aside.
So I got your story. All right. So you said the mystic tree. All right, go ahead. I'm gonna put you to the side. All right, you gonna cut yourself. All right, go ahead. Chill out. Go ahead. Come on,
and commanded to bring the other.
Come on, brother. You next. Let me see what you got to say. Come on.
And said unto him, O thou seed of Canaan, and not of Judah. Ooh,
he cut him, right? Oh, you wicked one, right?
Right.
Yeah, seed of Canaan, oh heathen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Come on.
Right. Beauty have deceived thee.
Oh, beauty had because we know she. So what is Daniel also acknowledging? He's saying that Susanna is nice looking.
Right.
He's acknowledging it too. Read on.
And lust hath perverted thine heart.
And lust. Well, here go the other part. Now, all men know when they see a beautiful woman, right?
Right.
You see a beautiful woman, but the lust, that's the thing that get us our bar. Lust after your woman, not somebody else's woman. Read on.
Verse 57. Thus have ye dealt with the daughters of Israel, and they for fear
with the daughters of who?
Israel.
Now is that a daughters with an S on it?
Come.
Now what does that mean?
So
come on, our bar.
Basically saying like you did it to her, so we know, you know what I'm saying, like you got a bad name, so you did it before.
That's true, but the daughters with an S. What is I'm looking for? Why is he saying it like that? Come on.
So like you said, he's talking about, Israel as a body, like as a people.
One sister is all sisters. You understand me? One sister is all sisters. Don't you should look at our women like if you going it ain't no I'm gonna treat her like no treat all of them with dignity and honor and respect.
That's right.
Every last one, every last daughter of what? Israel.
That's right.
All the daughters of Israel.
Come.
As we would be the sons of Israel.
Right.
Even though that brother ain't in the school, you still treat that brother like he's a brother. You understand? Right. He's what? He's part of the sons of Israel, right? Read on.
Come. But the daughter of Judah would not abide your wickedness.
She what?
Would not abide your wickedness.
Now, the daughter of Judah, she would not abide in your wickedness. You understand? But now look at what our sisters are doing nowadays. Read on. I ain't go ahead.
Come, verse 58. Now therefore tell me, under what tree didst thou take them company together?
I like the way you read that. I like to read it again. It was so exact in the moment. Go ahead.
Now therefore tell me, under what tree didst thou take them company in together?
Go ahead. I like that.
Who answered, under a home tree.
Oh, on a home tree, huh? Read on.
Come, verse 59. Then said Daniel unto him, Well,
go ahead.
Thou hast also lied against thine own head. For the angel of the Most High waited with the sword to cut thee in two.
You know you done fucked up, don't you? you know you done messed up, don't you?
Hey, for real.
You said 5:45. You said 5:45. You know you done messed up. Cain was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know you done messed up, don't you?
That's right.
Read on.
That he may destroy you. Verse 60. With that, all the assembly cried out with a loud voice and praised the Most High.
Why? The whole assembly did it. The whole assembly did it because they seen what a righteous brother could do, man. They seen how the Holy Spirit chose this brother to save this sister's life. And that's how we should be. But today we have a sister that can go into Botham John's house, shoot this brother while he's sitting on his couch eating ice cream, and then the oppressor is convicted of what she done wrong. And instead of us saying, feeling the vibe like I lost a brother, we show more compassion to the one who is convicted. Stroke her hair. Back then they said we celebrate when the righteous go free.
That's right. And
the wicked is what? Punished.
That's right.
Read on.
Come. Who saved them that trust in him. Verse 61. And they arose against the two elders, for Daniel had convicted them of false witness by their own mouth.
Now, this is what's going to happen. And this is why the UPK is so important. Because you brothers that are sitting in these chairs, we're going to go out and tell our people about the wrong that these politicians and these pastors and all these pastors and evangelists and all these things that they're doing. And we're going to convict them. And guess what? Our people going to see the lies that they've been telling, and they're going to listen to us. And when they begin to listen to us, they're going to rejoice. And you better believe that day is coming soon. Right. That day is coming soon. You know what I'm saying? What's his name? What's the one they found all the money in the walls the other day? Joel Osteen. Stole Osteen. That they call him now. So every time somebody want to go out and buy a prayer cloth, I'm like, well, he putting the money in the wall now. Now we have something to. Now we know. And here we know what they do with their riches. We know what they do to the youth in the church, in the youth department of the church. We know what's going on, right? And guess what? Daniel brought that out way back then, right? Read on.
Verse 62.
Go ahead.
And according to the law of Moses, they did unto them in such sort as they maliciously intended to do to their neighbor.
Go ahead.
And they put them to death.
And they did what?
Put them to death.
Why did they put them there? Because they wanted to do it to her.
Right.
Go ahead.
Thus the innocent blood was saved the same day. Verse 63. Therefore the Chaldeans and his wife praised God for their daughter Susanna.
That's right.
With Joachim, her husband, and all the kindred, because there was no dishonesty found in her.
That's right.
Verse 64. From that day forth was Daniel had in great reputation.
He had a what?
Had in great reputation.
He had a what?
Had in great reputation. In the sight of the people.
And then what we've been saying all day? A great reputation means he had a what? A great name. Get the Lord a hand, man. You know what I'm saying? And with that, I'm gonna turn this class over to Preaching Officer 500 Bon Kayal. Most High in Christ. Clap it up. Damn right.
I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. The book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. The book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew. It's pronounced ma'ishara. That's 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. The upcoming Holy Convocation is, hold on a second, Purim, if I'm not mistaken. It's in February. Okay. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, imagine, which means to stand. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courteous salute to the teacher. Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakatah, Yadamatah, Sar. Men of Israel, we're going to render one courteous salute to the sisters. Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Shamar, Alatha Ba'ashem Yahushua, Yadamatah. Class dismissed.